So when you start MovieMarkup, you see this screen which shows existing documents that you've either added yourself or come with the app. I've got a folder with more documents in and the example document. But the first thing you probably want to do is import one of your own. So press the plus button and then from movie, and then this is showing you your photo album on your device. Top right there is use. Okay, and that's going to take you into the kind of editor, and I'm just pinching on the screen and it's just going to allow me to zoom in to the the start of the video, the first frame. You'll notice around the side are buttons along the left side, top side, and one at the bottom. And these help you access functions within the app to let you annotate or adjust the time in the video, and then output a video at the end of that editing process. So if I show you these buttons down the left, these are called tool buttons, and they're going to let you access particular functions. So a pen, there are 8 different pen styles. So I've tapped that pen, and I can draw on the screen and undo it. And if I tap it again, I'm going to see the various parameters that you can choose for a different pen, like thicknesses, colours, things like that. So the bottom button here takes you to the timeline. So there's a row of buttons along the top to do with adjusting time, but also this vertical black line which I'm dragging on, and it's adjusting the time in the video from the beginning to the end. Now that's made the whole timeline of this video fit across the screen, but sometimes you want more kind of accuracy, so you can either pinch on the bottom, and that's made it really long, or these buttons on the top bar, plussing and minusing, is kind of increasing and decreasing the scale for the time. So the first thing I'm going to do now is just adjust the time a little bit, and then I'm going to start a pen tool and choose a colour, and then I'm just going to write name, movie, and I'm going to change it to a different colour, markup. So what you'll have noticed is that a red line has appeared on this timeline, and that represents the annotation track that's been created to store the handwriting that I've added. Now I can access the properties of that track. It shows you a preview of it, and then various parameters to do with that track. So transitioning is whether it how it appears, start to appear on the screen, transitioning in, and then transitioning out is how it disappears. Now, you don't have to have it disappear, and if you don't, then that annotation is going to remain on the screen throughout the video. But more often than not, you do want it to be kind of time limited, and so transitioning out tells you that it is going to disappear after a visible duration of whatever, and it's going to fade out. The bottom one, animated ink, is going to allow it to appear as if it's being written. So I'm going to enable that, and then I can press this play button to see a live preview. So what happened there was it started writing, but the visible duration wasn't long enough. So I can go back here, and there's a red box around it. I'll just ramp it up to, it's going to take about 4 seconds to actually animate the whole sort of handwriting process. The other way of doing it, you don't want it that long, you can come back here and make the ink speed quicker. That'll probably be about right. And I'll try that again. Perfect. So that's the basics of adding some handwritten annotations. The next is the text kind of annotation. So again, I've adjusted the time to kind of where I want to have the next annotation. And I can tap on the A to see what the settings are for the text that's going to be added. So I'm going to tap the more settings so I can have a border. Add a border, it's going to be black, a bit of side padding, a radius corner, and then I'm also going to fill it with some translucent white background. Then I'm just going to tap on the screen, and that's going to add a text box. Now I'm going to do the same colour scheme as I did before. So I'm going to come in here and choose the yellow. Then I can type movie. Then I'm going to come here and choose the red. Markup. Great. And again, if I press play, then it's going to show me what the sort of real-time preview is. And I can come in here again, say that I do want to animate it, and then the effect is it's going to kind of bring it in. That, and the typing speed, if I just ramp that down a bit, kind of see the effect a bit more clearly. Now you can add images or videos into this movie. So again, just the timeline to where you might want an image, and then I'm going to go to the Tools menu, Photo Album, in the Image Tools section, and then choose an image of a skateboard. Now I can just move that around. It's selected, and I can adjust its size to how I want it to start off in the movie. But the other thing I'm going to do with this is actually make it move over time within the video. So I'm going to hit the track's properties and go to general and say I'm going to edit this track. And what that's going to do is it's going to let me adjust the time. So I'm going to go right to the end, and I'm going to make it end up the top left as a little skateboard. So what that's going to do now is if I press play, it's going to animate the skateboard to the end. So that's shown some examples of adding annotation. So when you're happy with that, you can hit the share button, choose a target, so it's going to send it back to the photo album. Mode is movie. There's an advanced one called PDF file, but don't need to worry about that one. Then first lot of options to do with what the resolution should be. So you've got as original here. We could go custom, and again use the as original button to get the values into width and height, and then half or double or whatever to adjust the resolution. GIF or MOV, well, MOV will have a soundtrack and is kind of has much better compression properties for high res videos. GIF, it's just an animated image file really, so good for smaller resolution things, and it doesn't have sound. Frames per second, well, it'll match what's in the original, but you can change that by just typing in a whatever value. And stitching is where it's an optimization really, so it's only going to render out the frames that you've actually written over or annotated, and then all the other frames just come from the original video. So when you're happy with your options, click share, and then it's rendering out the video now, giving you a preview. The final process there was stitching, it said, and that's it done.